You need a heart, but you'll switch. Play your cards that you deal with. I'm a terror, I flip for myself, so show me love. And we said like Elledge. I'm the Yo, this is Cam, and this is the Yugi-Flow. And today's video, it's a series that I want to do where each week I try a new deck out. One that I've never tried before. I go online, I find a video that gives me a deck profile, maybe another video that shows me some combos so I can become familiar with the deck, and then I practice for a little bit and then play it. Let's get into it. First thing that we want to do is we're going to go into our creator. We're going to save the deck as Drytron. So this is going to be kind of different than the other videos that I'm going to make on this topic because I actually do have this deck. So I'm just going to run the literal deck that I have. I prefer to go to other content creators, look at what their deck profiles look like, and kind of just make it into my own. So I think it's always good to just have different content creators like working together, that type of thing. So I'll see you guys when it's finished. So this is my 42. I do want to throw out that it's not like, especially the side deck, it's not great. I do want to point out that I do play Vanity's Ruler. It stops special summoning. It's pretty easy to get out. It's a light fairy. There's no reason for me not to play it. I just side it in depending on what I'm playing. But with that being said, we're going to exit and we're going to try to win a game.
You're not right for that, we Silencio.
Okay, so I'm back. So we're gonna do 3 pros, 3 cons about the deck, and then I'll give you an overall idea of how I felt about it to begin with. Pro number 1, very powerful deck if you can get the combo off. Like Herald, Dragoon, Beatrice, fairies in hand, almost impossible to stop. In the video, you see that I did have a solemn judgment for the Dark Ruler no more. That always feels great. But outside of that, you know, it's difficult to stop. Con, a lot more bricky than I thought it was. It's you don't open up anything usable. It's kind of difficult. Luckily, I was able to go into a Dragoon. I believe it was game 1. Point being though, you can brick. It's very difficult, and if you have to make it past turn 1 with the brick, you don't run a lot of hand traps in the main build, so that can get kind of difficult. Pro 2, very powerful deck. You get why it's in the meta. You get why it's a top 2 deck. And can play around a lot of things. Play around hand traps. It can play around. It really just doesn't play well around things like I got hit with the Herald of the Arclight one of the games, game 2, and I just, with the hand I had, I couldn't play around it. Like I mean, maybe you guys can look and see something better I can do, but outside of that, just it plays around so much, so many different ways you can go. It's a tributing, and you know, it's a tributing based deck. Like as long as you have the tribute spell, like you're fine. Con number 2. It's meta, and everyone knows it's meta, so everyone prepares for it. Playing through, like, you can play through hand traps, but the thing is, I'm always going to see those hand traps because people are expecting me to play this. So it's always something you have to watch out for when you're playing such a popular deck, that everyone knows what it is. Everyone knows when to interrupt you. Everyone knows diviner and what to do and when to do it and all those type of things. So, you know, even something like Cyclo Reader, like, it's literally in the meta right now because of Drytron. So that's something to think about. Last pro, it's fun. I have fun playing the deck. It's even when I lose, or even if I break, it's just fun. You're sitting there trying to calculate all the moves you can do. It's really good for your mind. It's the kind of deck that makes Yu-Gi-Oh a difficult game, but a very fun and challenging game. So the challenging aspect of it, I love it. Con number 3, losing one card really can mess this deck up. Like losing Ben 10 or Ben 10 going to 1 almost destroyed this deck, and they did give it a lot of support, but I can see how the ban list can overly influence on how good this deck is. The ban list bans too many things, and the deck goes back to being terrible again. Overall, like, honestly, I can't find too many cons about the deck. It's just as bricky. But once you get past the breakiness, how it's currently designed and currently set up, it's a very difficult deck to go across. Not too many hand traps stop it. Overall, I love it. I did make some mistakes, possibly. I need to look again. I don't think that I got ultimateness on the field at all during any of the 3 games. The games I won at the least were pretty easy wins outside of that, though, so maybe I didn't need to. Maybe I just was unlucky. I don't know. Either way, that's episode 1. Hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything I can do to make it more enjoyable for you, please let me know. Outside of that,
best. I don't fail shit, I don't rest. Or scoop a brick, I won't let you take a win, that's 2-0. Move slow when I combo, that's Dragon Link. Pass turn, no need to think. The world I'm in is virtual, where the sky's Ojama pink.